What's going on, guys? Cameron here is Canadian Gamer, coming at you with a fun little video here. And before we get started on today's video, a little bit of celebration is in order. Now, I'm a modest man, but I'd have to say I never thought I'd see the day I'd actually get 500 subscribers on my channel. Seemed like it took forever and a day to reach that 500. And as I say that now, I'm probably at 499. So I better get this out of the way. I really appreciate all my subscribers. And I couldn't have done it without you guys. I know maybe not all 500 of my subscribers actually watch my channel, but I know a fair amount do. So many times we see out there, I know it's not all about numbers, but you see channels that have like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 subscribers, but then you look in their comment section, there's no comments. So there's lack of engagement. So it's like you have all these subscribers, but really nobody's watching your content. And then you have little old Canadian Gamer, and lately I've been pushing about 300 to 400 views per video that I'm putting up. So obviously there's a good distribution where I've got, again, about 500 subscribers, and my views are almost neck and neck with my subscribers. So even if I'm getting a lot of traffic from people that aren't necessarily subscribed, that's fine with me. And more important than that, I'm getting a lot of comments. It's not uncommon to see about 100 comments in my comment section. Of course, half of those are mine. But like I said, I don't want to get in a position where I have 4,000 subscribers and I'm only getting, 75 people watching my video and I'm getting no comments. That's, again, that's moving forward in reverse. We don't want to do that. We want to keep moving forward. We don't want to be going backwards. So, again, a toast to you guys. Busting out the good glasses tonight, courtesy of my ex-girlfriend. So, without further ado, let's get on to today's video. How are we doing for time? Already at almost the 3-minute mark. Another 500 subscribers and I might have to get some ad revenue in here. So today's topic, I don't know, I didn't actually YouTube it to see if anyone else has done this type of video before. So probably there is, I don't know. But we're talking about today the top 5 best looking consoles of all time. This has nothing to do with whether or not the console is actually a good console. We're just talking about strictly aesthetics here. We're talking about the look of the console. Now, this is a highly subjective topic, okay? Beauty is all in the eye of the beholder. And, again, one man's, view of something that's beautiful might be absolutely butt ugly to somebody else. So, keep that in mind as you listen to my top 5. And at the end of the video, we'll open it up to discussion. Now, one thing I did want to mention, obviously there's a lot of special consoles out there, such as my Pearl White PlayStation 2, my Snow White. Obviously that's a beautiful console, but that didn't really make the list here. That's kind of a one-off, obviously. So without further ado, let me get into the top 5 and a couple of honorable mentions. And one of them, yes, I would consider the PS2 to be an honorable mention, the fat model PS2. I know some people can't stand the look of the fat model. I like the fat model, especially when you've got the nice stand under it. It looks almost like a black monolith, the way it stands up. I'm a big fan of the fat model PS2. Another one would probably be the Xbox One S, One X. I think Microsoft really turned a wrong into a right when they sort of revamped the Xbox One model line. And I think, like in my instance, I've got the deep blue One S model, and it's a beautiful console. And hey, I'll be the first to admit, I think the new Series, what is it called? The Series 1X? The Series X, Model X? I think that thing looks pretty cool. So without further ado, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. Let's talk about our top 5. Coming in at number 5, we've got the N64, the Nintendo 64. Now, why did I choose the N64 on this list? Well, as you can see with these pictures here, The N64, it looks like a stealth bomber. You know, Nintendo is coming, you know, fresh off the successful Super NES, and I think they just nailed the proportions on this console. They got it just right. When you saw this console hit the streets back in the day, it looked like it meant business. Like business just picked up. The feet are planted on the front of the console, and you've got the 4 controller ports on the front. Visually stunning. The console is absolutely commanding. It commands your attention when you walk into the living room. Just a fantastic looking console. The swoops, the way that it's just kind of has the nice waves on it. Nintendo basically captured lightning in a bottle with this console. It's one of the best looking consoles of all time, and it's absolutely Nintendo's best looking console ever. At number 4, I've chosen the Xbox 360 Model S, the slim model. Now this one here needs no introduction. Just look at these pictures. Look at the sexy lines on this console. It's just the right size. It looks good standing up. It's got a clean aesthetic. Still has that sex appeal after all these years. Still looks modern. Doesn't look outdated at all. It's got the nice touch button on the front. And if you get the piano black model with the chrome bezel around the outside, the exterior of the console, you'd swear a rock star would be doing a line of coke on this thing. It's so beautiful. The Xbox slim model, the way it's angled, it's perfect. I love the Xbox Model S, the slim model. It's absolutely perfect. At number 3, we have the original PlayStation. Now this one here, this console, it's just sterile. You know, nice clean aesthetics. This console would not look out of place in a dental office. It's got great lines. It looks planted. It's got a nice mixture of circles and squares. And in the words of Todd Howard, it just works. You know, part of the reason this console is successful is because of the look. I am a strong believer in that. This console looks a hell of a lot nicer than the Saturn, and the controller complements it nicely as well. So I think the original PlayStation holds its spot there, number 3, and the nicest looking consoles of all time. Now at number 2, this one might surprise you guys. I've actually chosen the Atari Jaguar. So this thing, I mean, it looks like the Star Trek Enterprise. It's sleek, it's fresh. Hell, it's got Jaguar written on the side of the console. It's got vents. Oh man, it's just absolutely badass for a console to be named a Jaguar. And again, the way the font is on the side, where it's kind of like a Jaguar scratched in the words Jaguar on the console. It's absolutely amazing. You know, this console is so pleasing on the eyes. A dental company basically got the rights to the molding and repurposed this as dental equipment back in 2000. So the Atari Jaguar to me always struck me as a sexy console. And I remember when it came out back in the day, seeing it in the magazines. It's too bad the console didn't take off because, again, it's a beautiful looking console. And last on my list, you guys probably already know what I chose. We're going to go with the Dreamcast. Good Lord, look at the lines on this thing. My God. Whew. Unbelievable. You know, if Brad Pitt and Brandy Love conceived a child, I'm sure this would probably pop out. We'd have a Dreamcast, and you know, this is the equivalent of, you know, 10,000 orgasms. You know, it looks like an Italian sports car. You know, the swooping lines on it, the gracious curves. You know, Sega went out with a bang on this one. They went out on their shield. There's no necessary clutter on this console. Nice compact design, bold and beautiful. You know, it's a crying shame consoles, you know, they no longer carry the same kind of sex appeal that this console has, because like I said, oh man, I just want to go to bed with it. It's so sexy. Did I just say that? So that's it. That's my number 1 Best looking console of all time. The Dreamcast, it's got to be up there. Let me know in the comments below. And I'd like to see a few of you guys out there, if you want to do a VR to this video, what are your top picks for the top 5 best looking consoles of all time? I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below. So anyways, I hope this video entertained you guys. I know there's not a lot of content going on right now on YouTube with COVID-19. Obviously, things have sort of come to a grinding halt. So I really wanted to put this video tonight just to give you guys a little bit of entertainment. And as always, guys, I don't take for granted any of my subscribers. And every time you guys take a few minutes out of your day to leave a comment, I always comment back. So I really think that's important to comment back. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. You people are wonderful and beautiful. You take care.